Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the live show with Musart. Today we have a very unique show full of lots of people. We have Abdul-Rahmaan Tobin from extremely Muslim and British Muslims, and also this little madam here. Yeah, and Hina Junejo. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much for coming all the way.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah. Are you okay? Yeah. All right. So I've been a big fan of you ever since I've watched Extremely British Muslims. MashaAllah, you're a very humble person, and I feel that you've taken Deen on very, very seriously, and you could just see that in your character, subhanAllah. And it's just amazing to see a person from a English/Irish background to be with a Pakistani background. So tell me a bit about yourself.
Okay, starting with Abdul-Rahmaan.
Well, I feel as though I'm just a regular black country lad from Dudley, not to be mistaken with a Brummie. And since the last 7 years, I've changed the direction of my life, and I feel as though it fits me. It fits me more of my natural disposition, living as a Muslim. So just to be less self-centered, not to be selfish, to think of other people. The work that I do and the people that I'm around really help me in that lifestyle, and have helped shape me. So it really complements my natural fitra.
MashaAllah.
So yeah, I'm just a simple person, I feel.
Okay. So what brought you to Islam? I know, how long have you been a Muslim now?
It's been just over 7 years now.
Okay.
I feel as though I always had some sort of God consciousness, because life is just more than the physiological, emotional, mental aspects of life. There's also a spiritual aspect that we really need to think about. And I feel I always had that as a child. I'd always think, is there something more?
Yeah.
If I do something good, will I be rewarded? If I do something bad, will I be accountable for that? So I always had that, and I was familiar with Christianity, even though I was never a Christian, but I was familiar with the stories, Adam and Eve, peace be upon them, Abraham, peace be upon him, and all of the biblical accounts. It wasn't until later on in my life that I discovered Islam and started to do a comparison between the two. But really, my introduction to Islam was, it was a historical introduction. Islamic Spain for 700, 800 years. That really impressed me. The contributions that Muslims have given to the world was amazing, especially in the time of the medieval age, when there was no human rights, when there was no rights for women or the poor or the elderly or disabled. I was very much impressed with how Islam really had civilization in terms of advancements in medicine, in astronomy, in agriculture, education. It was phenomenal. So that was the inspiration, and from that point on, then I took it a bit more seriously. So it was a journey. It took a number of years for me to really look at it closely. But when I did look at it, I realized it was the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, mashallah. So, so this was 7 years ago, and so you were brought up in a Christian background, or no?
Not really.
Okay.
My granddad was Catholic. He's Irish. That was the only religious influence, and that wasn't too much because it wasn't in the house. My immediate family in the household, there was nothing religious whatsoever. We were from a very, I would say, working class white background. We weren't exposed to different people from different cultures or races. So yeah, it was a different time back in those days, and it wasn't until perhaps later on when I started to travel and live inside Birmingham that I realized that the world is much bigger. You know, there's a lot of diversity. So that was really my upbringing.
Okay, mashallah. So when you came into Islam and stuff like that, was it obviously a big change, obviously, of adapting to the new changes and learning Arabic and the Quran and the...
Well, there was a lot to learn. and I feel there still is a lot to learn. I have not done enough, I feel, in terms of learning my own religion. I have attended courses, and I continue to attend courses.
That's a fun game for him today. Oh dear. It's okay.
I think it's just a work in progress.
It's okay.
I would say. Obviously, the essentials like
It's okay.
learning basic
It's okay. I don't need them,
surahs of
darling.
the
It's okay.
Quran,
Thank you. I don't
learning
need
how to pray, fasting. I've been to the holy sanctuaries of Mecca and Medina, and it's just really being around Muslims as well. I think you learn, and I think you have to be humble because there's a lot to learn.
Yes.
And yes, we do know certain things about the religion, but it goes a lot deeper than that.
Yeah.
People ask the question a lot of the times, why do you do that?
Yeah.
You know, what's the reason behind that? And we need to have those answers, and we need to have that knowledge. So we're always learning.
You've got a lot to say. What do you want to tell us today?
Families are not for you.
Families are not for who? Okay, that's fine. Do you want to host the show for me today? Okay, bless her. Where did she get this talkative being from? She's only sat quiet for like 5 minutes, guys. Yeah.
I think she's inherited from the father.
Really? Abdul-Rahmaan, are you that talkative?
I would have said she'd maybe got it from her mum, but what can you say?
Well, I'd love to take the compliment.
Ooh! Why are you
Let's
so
share it
angry?
between ourselves. After
So how did you guys meet? Let's talk about that. How did you guys meet? Because I know, Hina, you've come from a Pakistan background, and you've been married before, and you suffered domestic violence as such, and your story was actually quite powerful. And unfortunately, we don't have enough time today. And mashallah, you've got 3 children from your previous marriage.
Yeah.
So how has it been for the change? And how did you meet Abdul-Rahmaan? And because marrying from a completely different culture must have been quite challenging in itself.
Having spoken about culture, I think it wasn't, much of a change for myself, because I've always studied in private school, and the kind of environment that you get there, the kind of exposure, that you get from going to a private school, is not something which is not very similar to the kind of a culture exposure you get anywhere abroad in a first world country. So that wasn't a problem at all. As far as the challenge, is concerned between this current situation, whereby it's me and Abdul-Rahmaan, the babies, and the older 3, it's like we've got a set of 5 children, with different levels of needs to look after. So that's like a bit of a mismatch there, but we're trying our level best, to be able to meet their needs. Me and Abdul-Rahmaan basically had lots of mutual friends amongst each other, and of course Facebook was the platform through which we got connected to each other.
Can you express more how's it been being a couple? And also, he's from an Irish background and you're from Pakistani background, and also you've been married before and you've come from a domestic violent relationship. Can you say what differences you've had of resonating, and how did you get your confidence back, to be honest?
To be fair, my first experience of having been married was a terrible one, of course, and this is like a clear comparison for me, not only culturally, but coming from a very critical situation into a situation whereby I feel much more comfortable. Abdul-Rahmaan, alhamdulillah, is a very easygoing person. So, and the fact that he has embraced Islam as well. So we've got lots in common that way. So everything is pretty much comfortable. And I think what revived my self-confidence was that, every time any human being goes through a critical situation, they go through 3 different phases. So the first phase, when you're in a problem, is the phase of denial, when you don't accept that it's actually happening to you. When you pass that stage, the second stage that you encounter is of
This is your brother?
acceptance. And the third stage is of reaction, whereby you start looking around for yourself for solutions. And then, at that stage, you realize, right, I've been there, it's done and dusted. So now what next? So when you start looking for solutions, that's when you realize that, life is just not about problems. There's more to it. And that you need to transform your life and, be able to become a better person. So I always used to, have these very strong feelings in myself that there's more to life than what I'm leading at this point in time. So I thought that, it would be best if I moved abroad somewhere. I mean, when I made this decision of moving abroad, it wasn't specifically UK that I had thought of.
Yeah.
But maybe, I was destined to be here. And so I first came to this country in 2011 to pursue a degree in human resource development. And I knew that, I was really passionate about education, and specifically a degree in human resource development would complement my search in the sense that it would help me understand what is it that takes to develop people and motivate them and help them revive their self-confidence so that they can be developed into a better person. And that's from where you start working on their mental health aspects as well. So if you're able to understand what helps people revive their mental health and, gets them back into the system, so say be it employability, be it sports, be it extracurricular, whatsoever, so if you know the track to follow, then it's easier, so to speak. And so, yeah.
Okay, so tell us about how you guys met then. And how did who sent the proposal, and how how did you go ahead? And
yeah, I mean, we got connected to each other on Facebook, and it all depends upon you, whether you use or you abuse the facility.
Yeah.
So we sort of were, lucky enough to cash it for our benefit. So pretty much met each other through Facebook, and then we took it from there, tried to get to know each other, at times a whole lifetime is not sufficient for two people to get to know each other. So I just had a few concerns in my mind, and I knew that, any person who will be able to address these concerns, I would be more than happy to, move on into my life with them. And so I addressed, I mentioned those concerns to Abdul-Rahmaan, and he addressed them very appropriately. And that was about it. I did my istikhara, I took a leap of faith, and so did he. And alhamdulillah, I think within 2 months' time, we got married. So at that point, when we first got connected on Facebook, I had gone down to Pakistan, and I was working on a project for the development of youth with the British Council. And so it was like kind of long distance. I was in Pakistan, he was in UK, and just trying to get to know each other, to a level whereby we think, okay, this is something good and we can go ahead with it. And as far as I'm concerned, I always, felt really nice within myself about this entire situation. And of course, I had the, blessings of my parents as well. So yeah, I just took a leap of faith, did my istikhara, and as soon as I finished my project in Pakistan, flew down to UK, and that's when we first met each other.
So you were in communication
face.
through Facebook before,
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, alhamdulillah, I felt good about it. I saw no reason why not to get into it. And Abdul-Rahmaan can speak about how he felt
He's
about
playing
the situation.
peekaboo with me, but yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah, I think you need to understand where we came from.
Yeah.
I was 29 years of age. I think people, maybe if they get married early in their 20s, they don't really know what they want. And I think that we really did know what we wanted. I had, for a number of years, had many different, I don't know what you would call it, meetings, interviews.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
it must have been harder for you, because I think
it was something new for me.
No, I think it's very hard for reverts to find
very hard
to get married proposals.
I had to do that off my own back.
Okay.
It wasn't like people were helping me, whether it was online, and I had these interviews with potential brides-to-be. I met their families, and these were sisters from Somalian background, Bengali background, Indian background, and I gained a lot of experience through that. And this particular experience, it was very open, transparent, and I think it was straight to the point. And I spoke with her brother, who lived in Milton Keynes. I went down to visit. It went that well that they said stop the night. So I met the whole family, the kids. Spoke with her parents back home. Everything felt right. Everything seemed to fall into place. But in the end, it all comes down to trusting in God.
Yeah.
When we eat food, Bismillah.
Yeah.
We do it with that intention that, have I done everything right? Is now not the time? I've tried my best. I mean, everything is a leap of faith when you really break it down, strip it down to its core. And I think that's what this was. And I was flabbergasted with, the reaction of people. People were shocked, not only from my family and my friends, from a non-Muslim perspective, but also from a Muslim perspective.
Yeah.
That is, and I'm saying, well, isn't this religion based on this?
Yeah.
Why should it be shocking?
Yeah.
And I just thought that's what essentially it is. You've made a decision, and it's down to the tawakkul of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we're trying to do. So I think we just did it in good faith, and alhamdulillah, it's worked.
So how's your relationship as a whole? Was there lots of things that you had to compromise with each other as a person? Because that always happens in every relationship. It's easier to when you're on the getting to know stage, I can go on this, but when you start living together, that's when all the challenges come across, isn't it? Well, not challenges, but there's things that you learn about each other as you go along. Yeah. I
think especially when you get to a certain age, you're used to having things your own way.
Yeah.
But being married, I mean, it's an essential part.
Yeah.
You have to compromise.
Yeah.
And so, yes, there are challenges, but you just have to remain patient and be thankful. And I think you have to always reflect.
Yeah.
Don't be selfish. Think of the other person, and that's what we've tried to do.
I mean, we were very clear from the beginning, and especially because I had a little bit of experience at hand from my...
Also, you're mature now, so you know what you want from life now.
So we knew it's all about managing, no relationship is smooth.
No.
Everybody goes through a roller coaster ride of exploring different kind of challenges in their life. But if you're, if you look at it that it's a problem, it would come across as a problem.
Yeah.
But if you look at it or let's say if you word it in a different manner, say you take it as a challenge, then you just go for it, don't you? So we've just tried to manage it over time. But then alhamdulillah, to be fair, there wasn't much, which we had to explore. There weren't much differences anyways. And then alhamdulillah, as soon as we got married, we had Zahra in the first year, and then in the second year we had Muhammad Abdullah, and then with the older three coming on board as well. So we just our lives got just so swamped with the responsibilities that me time or us time was just out of the window. So to be fair, we haven't yet, been able to explore each other well enough.
Yeah.
But for us, what is enough is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought us both together, and we are one now. We have a family unit, with 5 children to take care of. So our lives are basically, his life is dedicated towards the service of his family and the wider community. My life is dedicated towards looking after the well-being of these kids, and then slowly, gradually, taking my own business to the next level and helping or giving back to the community that way. So it's all good so far.
Yeah. So what about the challenges with your in-laws and stuff? Zara, come here, sweetheart. Zara.
So the challenges that I faced with my in-laws in the previous relationship was like, it was very challenging, extremely challenging, very, very difficult. But Allah helped me overcome it, because I was very clear in my mind that, when it was all over and I had been given a divorce, I also went through 3 different phases of, denial, acceptance, and reaction, and then transformation. And then when I reached that point, I realized that, Allah has given me a chance to relive my life, open up a new chapter for me, basically. So what is it that I would want to make out of my life, so that I'm not only happy, you know, in my current situation.
Yeah.
But I'm also given a chance to give back to the community. So I've never thought that, you know, even when I was in that critical relationship before, as a human, I think, or I believe, that we've got excellent coping mechanisms.
MashaAllah.
And it's, you know, while using those coping mechanisms, you keep going on, you know, dealing with each day as it comes to you.
Yeah.
And then, in a way, I would say that, you know, that coping mechanism is like a thermostat. So if it keeps cooling you down,
Yeah.
you know, so whilst using those coping mechanisms, you just come to think that you're in a good state,
Yeah.
but you're actually not.
Yeah.
And because that thermostat is constantly working, it's making you feel comfortable in that apparent good state, which according to me is the enemy of great. So because you're being cooled off in that current situation, you don't give yourself, you know, a chance to jump up and become great. You know, it was only
Muhammad, come
until,
here.
you know, I was out of that relationship when I realized that good doesn't mean nothing to me. You know, I was created for a greater role.
Yeah.
And if I was created for a greater role, then I need to develop myself to a certain level whereby I feel great within myself. Until and unless I don't feel great within myself,
Yeah.
how will I be able to make others feel great about themselves? So I was basically on that mission to develop myself, help myself first, so that I'm able to help other people. So that's what it was, really.
Okay. So do you have any challenges with your family's background accepting Hina, or your family accepting Abdul-Rahmaan? Was there any?
Alhamdulillah, we were open to anything, you know, that I mean, alhamdulillah, we didn't have no qualms about accepting a revert, really. You know, the way that I look at it in this country, you know, as part of our culture, we're not very accepting towards somebody who's not from our own culture. I think we, not generalizing, but from my own experience, I'm thinking that we're very fixated in our mind.
Muhammad, oi! Do you want to come to me? Oh, somebody's very sad.
Do you want to come to Mama?
You don't want to let Mama talk.
Okay, you want to come to me. Where did your phone go? Muhammad, where did the phone go? Okay. There you go.
Oh, do you want to come to me? Look, come. Ooh.
Oopsie. Oh, go pick it up.
Oh, he's a handful.
Wait till you see he starts butting.
Oh, Bismillah.
I think when he sees you...
Okay. You go to a
Is he jealous?
Let's swap. Yay!
Oh.
Watch out.
This is happening at home.
Yeah,
Okay, both of you with me.
See the fight over Mummy's lap?
Wait.
they fight over...
Okay, you've got two legs, so
Okay.
let's just put the one on
Come
each.
now. Come.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, wow. Is that
There
it?
we are.
They're going to be fighting.
So if anything, this is the challenge in our life currently. But yeah, alhamdulillah, my family accepted Abdul-Rahmaan wholeheartedly. We had no qualms about it. And the fact, as I mentioned earlier, that, you know, I'd done my istikhara, we took the leap of faith. And so when you rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you don't second guess anything.
Yeah.
And it's proved to be, alhamdulillah, very blessed for us so far. You know, so it's all good.
That's good. What about you? Do you have any challenge with your in-laws, with your parents accepting Hina? And...
You know, I think they're very happy with Hina.
Oh, okay.
I can remember, I think we'd been married, perhaps we'd been married about 8 or 9 months, and Hina was pregnant.
Oh, mashallah.
And we gave the news a few months later, when we got the scan, it's going to be a baby girl.
Oh, okay.
And my mom was over the moon. She was very happy that it was going to be a girl. She's got grandsons but no granddaughter, so she was really happy. And then
did that ease your relationship as well, or because is your mom okay with you being a Muslim, or?
Well, I think my mom is very liberal.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if I were to turn around and say, look, I'm gonna live in South Africa now, or I'm gay, or I'm this or I'm that. She was very liberal-minded, so she was of the opinion that it's your life.
Oh.
But in terms of understanding and supporting, I don't think they have any real concept
Oh,
of
that's good.
what Islam is. So I think that she would not know the difference between a Sikh and a Muslim. To her, I feel Islam is like a Pakistani religion. And I'm trying to say that Islam is much more than that. It's a really universal religion. But she was really happy when we get
the news for Zara, yeah.
when we gave the news. And from Hina's family, I think it's culturally they wanted a boy. You know, they were happy, but you know, I think they wanted.
But they had two boys already in the family, so
yeah. But then you see, they wanted to see a white porcelain baby.
They've got one now.
They've got one now, yeah.
Sadly, Hina's father passed away before Zara was born.
So you've not had any problems with your in-laws, which is great, and neither have you. And that's the main challenge that people have.
Yeah.
Muhammad, you always start screaming when I start talking, Baba. Yeah. Oh, let me ask you some questions. Mummy, Daddy, good? No. Yeah. Okay, I think he's getting it, but I'm not asking you any questions. Hey, Muhammad, how are your big older brothers? Muhammad, hi. How are your big brothers? Are they good? Oh, is that what they're called?
They're exciting.
Yeah. See, that was the problem. We weren't asking him any questions, Muhammad, were we? And what about you, Zara? Tell me about yourself. How's school?
Nursery.
Nursery? You go to nursery. Is nursery nice? Do you have any friends? Yeah. Who's your best friend at nursery?
Auntie and Auntie.
Auntie Noi?
Yeah.
Who's Auntie Noi? Anybody know who Auntie Noi is? Give us a call. Yeah, and Muhammad? Is Mommy good? Is Daddy good? No, he's looking at you and thinking about it. So you are the porcelain baby of the family, apparently. Oh, yeah. Look at that smile. You could just eat that smile, can't you? Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming in today. We've had a very hectic interview, and you know, I hats off to the kids for like being as still as they could. And thank you for watching. This is Abdul-Rahmaan Tobin and Hina Junejo from the Extremely British Muslims episode that we loved. And we've seen a side of them today that we never got to see in the show. Very still and loud. Thank you for watching the live show with Musart.